Hello folks, this is Coby with CobyWright.com, and I want to thank everyone for showing up tonight to the live training session. We've got a good group tonight. We've got a pretty big bunch tonight. I got a lot of new faces, so for those of you this is your first time, I will be recording it, so there will be a replay. I know someone's going to ask that. But for those of you who this is your first time, I don't do a lot of PowerPoint type presentations. I do a lot of just kind of off the cuff, do it live, so you can watch me, you can ask questions, and I'm going to go through a little quick because we've only got an hour, but I will do my best to show you as much as I can. And if you make it to the end of the webinar, I'm actually going to be giving away a piece of software that I'm going to be using throughout this to create some squeeze pages and stuff. So I'll actually be giving that away to one of y'all. So stick around to the end for a chance to win that. And if you don't win it, I'll give you a chance to get it for really, really cheap. Okay, so I'm going to start off by looking at the questions, and then we'll jump right into making squeeze pages. No, Diana, you didn't miss anything. We actually waited around for everyone. So we waited around for any latecomers. So you did not miss anything. Cool. Neil asked if I'm recording it. Yes, I am. Just started the recording. Carl is from Harland. Awesome. Ken from Knoxville. The weather here in Murfreesboro, Ken, is not too bad today. It was rainy yesterday, but it's not too bad today. Dennis asked if it's best to ask for the name or just the email, so we'll be covering that as well. And then Lana Anderson asked, what's the difference between a squeeze page and or a landing page? Okay, let's start off with what a squeeze page is. I'm sure there's going to be some people watching this that don't know what a squeeze page is, and they just don't want to ask because maybe they don't want to feel dumb. So let's talk about what a squeeze page is. I'm going to show you an example while I am talking, so that way you can be looking at something and not just listening. Hopefully I can remember and I will put this in the chat box. It's free, listbuildingtrainingvideo.com, I believe. So I'll put this link in the chat box so you can check it out while I'm talking about it, or later. But this is a squeeze page. A squeeze page is normally used for opt-in, and 95% of the time that you see one, they're used for building a list for opt-in. They're also used sometimes for sales pages type of things, but for the most part, the reason they're called a squeeze page is because you're trying to squeeze something out of your visitor. In this case, and in most instances when it's the page is referred to squeeze pages, they're trying to squeeze the email address. They're trying to squeeze the contact information out of the visitor so that they can add them to their email list and, of course, follow up with them and market them to them on an ongoing basis. Much like, everyone that is here tonight, you're on my list. So since you're on my list, then you're able to come to this training, and so I'm able to keep in touch with you, build a relationship, and show you products from time to time that some of you buy. So that's the value of having a list. Obviously everyone knows the value of having a list, and if you don't, I just told you. It's the being able to have traffic at your fingertips that you can send to anything that you want. Now you can see this squeeze page that I have here is pretty plain, it's pretty simple, and this is kind of the layout that I've stuck to. I'm kind of testing a lot of different versions, but this is really what's worked for me, and my squeeze pages are getting smaller and smaller as time goes by, and a lot of times you'll see people that have a squeeze page with a ton of text on it, and I'm guilty of these myself. You may find an old one of mine, you may stumble across an older one of mine that is that way, but the reality is you want to just give them something and that's it. Leave some mystery, but tell them also at the same time what they're getting. Like if you come to this page and you see this page, you're pretty clear about what's on the other side. Okay, so at the same time, it doesn't give enough information to where you can like, oh, well, I don't know. It's pretty simple how to put 100 to 300 subscribers on your list this weekend, even with no list at all. So if you read that headline and you're interested in building your list, you're going to opt in. You don't really need any more. I don't need to keep telling you why this video is so great. Because if you read that headline and that headline doesn't grab you, then I can sit here and talk in my face until I'm blue. and you're not gonna opt in because either you don't care about list building or you don't care about building your list. More. Maybe you have a huge list or something. So there's no point in me going on and on and on and listening to a ton of text and going on and telling them how great I am. And that's the point. A lot of people are trying to sell themselves on their squeeze page. Don't. Just tell them, hey, if you want something, here it is. Come and get it. And once they opt in, then of course you can send them to a sales page or anything else. But so that's what a squeeze page is. It's basically the only action is opt in or leave, or in some cases click to a sales page. But for the most cases it's going to be either you opt in or you leave. You put your email in here and you go to the next page or you leave. So let's go ahead and opt in and see what happens. So I can show you what a funnel looks like. You can see here, this is a pretty basic funnel. This is a 2-page funnel. I'm using single opt-in, and there's not really, this is pretty basic, but it works really, really well. And the reason this works so well for me is because I kind of do it opposite. A lot of times when you opt into a list, the first thing you see is a sales page. Hey, here, buy this from me. Hey, here, buy this. It's only $7. Come and buy it. Hey, this is, and it's like, hey, I don't even know you. Why am I going to buy this from you? So I kind of took it and put it in reverse and decided I'm going to give somebody value and then try to sell them something. So instead of having them opt in and immediately get a sales page, which, if you've been doing that for a while, it's gotten to where it's kind of hard to make sales from your one-time offers through giving away a freebie these days, or it's harder, I should say. The conversions are down. Is what a lot of marketers are saying, and I've noticed it some of myself. So that's when I started doing things like this. And you can see if they play this here. I'm not sure if you'll be able to hear the sound or not, but you can see this is it's almost a 30-minute video. So if they stick through this, they're going to want to buy the rest of the course, which is another 15, 16 videos or something. So if they click here, then it takes them to autorespondermagic.net, which is just a redirect to my WSO for this product, so they can go here, and at the moment it's $11. I increase it occasionally. So that works really well for me, and it's really basic and it's really easy to do. That's all there is to it. They opt in, single opt-in. There's nothing else for them to do. Here's the video. They watch it, exactly what they opted in for, so they're not mad, okay? And if you look, I have my face right here. I've got the name of the product right here, which is actually the name of the full product. This is just one video from it. And then again I have it here, and again I have the name here. And the whole time, if you notice when we started this video, it says my name again the name of the product. So this whole time I'm branding myself, I'm branding the product. And in this video I mentioned the other videos, because when I originally made this video, it wasn't supposed to be given away for free. But I ended up taking this one video out of the course and giving it away for free as kind of like a bait to get people to buy the course, and it's worked great for me. So what happens is, and not only am I giving them value, if they don't buy the product, I've just branded myself with them, and it's a pretty good chance they're going to remember the name Coby Wright. And so the next time I send them an email, or in this case, if they opt into this list, they're going to get an email the next day from me anyways, automatically from my follow-up. That's with another video. So they're going to be more likely to open that second video simply because that second email, simply because the first interaction they got from me, I gave them value. So now they like me. Now I'm their friend, and they're just now on my list. They just got on my list, and I've already won them over. That is exactly what you want, okay? And so keep that in mind. Now I do also use the the more traditional method of you opt in, here's a one-time offer, you don't want it, okay, here's your freebie, the 3-page technique. I do that as well. So I'm not saying that that's a bad route, because that is better than nothing. I'm just saying if you have the ability to do it this way, and you can make a video or something and create value, hey, do it that way. I'm just giving you another way, just other ideas. Let me show you a traditional squeeze page, or a traditional funnel. I'm sorry. This is at cobywright.com /blog cache. And again, you can see this is a very, very simple squeeze page. There's not a lot to it. You know, make money blogging. This easy to follow, step by step. This system reveals all. Enter email below to claim free report. I mean, that's it. You read this and that's it. You either, okay, I want to make money blogging, so you put your email in here and you go on, or you don't and you leave. There's no more to it. I mean, it's as simple as that. It converts really well, and you can see I use my own button here, and this is very easy to do in Aweber, and I recently learned how to do it in Imnica as well. Let me opt into this one and I'll show you a traditional funnel. You can see here, this is a traditional funnel. Once I opt in, the squeeze page matches, I'm sorry, the one-time offer page matches my squeeze page. It's still the white on white, the real simple, you know, I keep the font and stuff the same. And you can see it says here, wait, read this whole page. Your download is at the bottom. And it's just a simple sales page, trying to sell them something that's related to blogging. This is a 6 or 7 video course that I have in my master resale rights to, and then a product of mine and some WordPress blogs, and they get it off for $7. So, and you can see here, just simple stuff. And if they don't want it, there's a big link down here at the bottom, so it's very clear. No thanks, I'll pass, just give me my freebie. Okay, well there's their freebie. There you go, simple as that, right? Very easy. I got some stuff over here that they can click through. They click on this and buy something, then I get a commission. This is just, I did a banner swap with this person, so they have a banner on their download page that's sending traffic to my opt-in, the same as this. If someone clicks on this, it goes to their opt-in page. And then this is an affiliate banner. So pretty simple stuff, but you know, a lot of people get, as you can see, this also matches the white on white. A lot of people, they overcomplicate this, and they get really frustrated. They're like, Coby, how do I do a funnel? How do I do this? I can't do this. I don't know how to build my list. I can't build a squeeze page. Blah blah blah. You know, and I can understand that because that was me. You know, that was me at one time. But here's the thing: don't make it hard. Keep it simple. So now that I've showed you what a squeeze page is, the question was, what's the difference between a squeeze page and a landing page? A landing page is more like kind of like a splash page, what I call a splash page. Let me think of a landing page is more. I'm trying to think if I have an example of one, and I don't. A landing page would be more like a blog post, or actually I do have a let me see. I got a kind of a version of a landing page. Let me go and see if I can show it to you. Endless traffic tap bonus review.com, if I can spell, /endless. Let's go here, and let me go here. So this is about the best example of a landing page that I can show you right off the bat without having, you know, researched one or something. A landing page is basically kind of like a squeeze page, but it's not always for an opt-in. You can see this has got an opt-in on it, but this is really kind of the best way for me to describe what a landing page is, or at least the way I see one, is it's kind of like a pre-sale page. You can see this here is kind of like a shortened blog post with some it's kind of like a combination between a blog post and a squeeze page, because you can see this is actually showcasing bonuses that people can get for buying endless traffic tap through my affiliate link. And so you can see it talks a little bit about endless traffic tap, and it showcases the bonuses, and there's an opt-in over here. So that's kind of what I consider a landing page. But a landing page and a squeeze page can kind of be one and the same. A landing page is just kind of doesn't necessarily have to be a squeeze page, whereas a squeeze page will typically normally be a landing page. I don't know if that makes sense or not. I kind of see a landing page as being an elongated squeeze page. It's got more information on it, more pre-selling, stuff like that. Now see what we got, some of the questions over here. And Dennis asked about asking for name, just the name, and asking for name and email. Now that's a controversial topic, and depends on who you ask on what they're going to tell you. Me, I've tested it both ways, and obviously probably everyone knows. If you don't know by now, asking for just the name, just the email address, you're going to get anywhere from 8 to 13, 15%, maybe higher conversions on your, you're going to get that much more opt-ins from your traffic simply because people are lazy and people are kind of, I guess skeptic is, they're just kind of hesitant to give out a lot of information. And sometimes they're like, well, I want my first name, or I've seen pages where they ask for your phone number and stuff. And I'm like, why? I'm not going to give you my phone number. I don't know who you are. So it's kind of that same kind of thing. A lot of people are just kind of, they don't want to give out their name, or they're honestly, they're too lazy to top it in. Because I've been to squeeze pages before, and I'm like, I don't really want to put in all this information. And so I skip it. Now, of course, if you don't ask for the name on the squeeze page, well, then you can't use it in your follow-ups. And that's a lot of, that's where a lot of the controversy comes in, is people say, well, if I don't ask for the name, how am I going to follow up with these people and build a relationship? Well, to me, it hasn't really made that big a difference, because I tested it both ways, and I still have lists where I collect the first name. So I still can use that tag from time to time, so I can still test it occasionally as well, and it doesn't really make a difference to me. And if you just start paying attention to emails you read, how many of them use the personalization, and it actually makes a difference to you? Has there ever been a time where you went and you bought something from an email just because they said, hey John, hey Coby, hey Bob? No, you probably didn't even realize it. Now, the thing is, a lot of people, they realize now that autoresponders and mailing lists, and that it's automated, and especially in the internet marketing niche. And so they kind of realize that you're not really talking to them. You're using a machine to put in their name. A lot of them are onto it. Now, the downside is that now is people putting in fake names. So that's the big kicker, is the fake names, and that's any positive that you gain by being able to build a relationship using their first name is quickly negated by calling people things like Scooby-Doo or spammer or scammer, or they'll put in the name of your website, or lots of random things. If you have a decent sized list, just get on there and look, and a lot of times you may notice you have a lot of people in your list named John. Like, wow, I never knew there was so many Johns, or I didn't know there were so many Billies. You'll start looking and you'll notice there's a lot of names that probably aren't their real name. So anything that you pick up from that is quickly negated by calling somebody something that you might not have wanted to call them. Now, in some niches, I do still collect the first name, because in other niches outside of internet marketing, it can make a whole different, but it's a whole different ballgame, because they don't get a ton of emails every day, or probably at all, from other people or other marketers, so they're not hip to the whole first name, tag thing. So they're not hip to it. So to them, it works a little better, and it means more. But to me, my testing in the internet marketing niche, it really hasn't made a difference at all. And the whatever difference there was, it wasn't enough to make up for my loss in conversions on my opt-ins. And I've even gotten to where I don't even ask for a first name on a lot of my buyers lists anymore. So I do practice what I preach. Let's see what else we got here. Ron said, I think they call it KISS. Keep it simple, stupid. Yes, absolutely. Tony Williams said, basic setup you done, but how to connect your squeeze page to free offers, etc. Oh, great question. And yeah, Diana said, I really don't like, hey, first name in my emails. I don't either, because sometimes it kind of seems weird. You're like, how do they know my name? And then where they don't add it when they have it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, oh, I get what you mean. Yeah, where they add it in where it says, hey, first name, and it actually says first name instead of your name. Yeah, that's even worse. That's even worse. And you have to take that in consideration too, is that sometimes you didn't collect it because maybe something happened and Aweber didn't catch it, or your autoresponder didn't catch it, or maybe you're using a shopping cart. That actually happened to me with Warrior Plus. When my first WSO, I thought I was capturing their first names through Warrior Plus, and it wasn't. It was only seeing their email. So I had the email set up to say, hey, first name. And it was saying, hey, first name, instead of their actual first name. And I caught that because one of my customers had replied to one of the emails asking me a question, I noticed that in there that it said, you know, hey, and then the first name tag instead of their actual name, and I was like, ooh, I need to fix that. So how do you connect Squeeze Page to your free offer? Okay, so how do I make this show up to my offer? Okay, cool. Let's go over to Aweber, and I'm going to pause my screen just a second and log in at Aweber. So while I'm logging in, let's see, let's go to, okay, I'm logged in at Aweber, and what you do is you choose your list name, and then you click up here at the top for web forms, and it'll bring you a page like this. And so now what we'll do is we create a new web form. And now that we're in here, I'm going to show you how I create, what I do when I'm creating them. X off the header, X off the first name. This is of course to delete them. X off the respect your email privacy. Close the Powered by Aweber. No, I don't feel like marketing them for free. Close, and then remove the footer. So now I'm left with just the basic background here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click in the body, or actually let's go over here and go to body, and I'm going to click right here where it says background, and I'm going to change that gray off by clicking on no color. So now it's transparent. I'm going to click right here where it says border. I'm going to change that to none. So now I've got a clean little opt-in form here with no background, no border. Looks really nice, really clean. So now I'm going to change the button. Let's make it get instant access. That's another thing when you're making squeeze pages. Try not to ever leave it as the basic submit or sign up or join or whatever. I mean, sometimes join and sign up are fitting, but for the most part, use stuff like get instant access or get it now, stuff like that. Just change it, make it something interesting. They say that get instant access converts the best. So I really don't know if it does. I use it the most, but I don't really test other things. So and when I do, I don't really keep up with them to see which. But I definitely advise that you do not leave it the same. So I'm going to make the font on the button bigger now so I can make my button bigger. I like to use big old buttons. There we go. I'll resize that just a touch so it's centered. Put there we go. And I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. Sometimes I'll delete the email right there, but this time we'll just leave it. Put it at 14. Let's make it bold. Let's make it 16. So there we go. So now we've got a web form. I'm just going to save it. We'll go to step 2. Let's name it webinar form. Okay. Now this is where you connect your offer. Now this also works the same if you're using Imnica and if you're using GetResponse. They're all very similar. If you're using Imnica, you set it up in your settings. If you're using GetResponse, I've only been in GetResponse's interface a few times, so I'm not completely sure, but I'm 80% sure it's the same as Aweber's, or very similar. So you go right here where it says thank you page, you see where it says basic version. What I would do here is I would put custom page, and now I'm going to enter in the page that was on the, by the way, did I unpause my screen? Yes, I did. Okay. Just let me put my email back in here, and so what I'll do now is I'm going to grab the URL for the one-time offer page. Where am I at? Oh, here we are. So I'll grab it and put it in right here. And then right here it says already subscribed page. I'll also always make that the same as well. I don't want to punish them if they're already on my list. I still want them to be able to see the sales offer after they opt in. So I'll go ahead and do that. And you can click Save Web Form if you want. And then click Go to Step 3. And now this is, it's going to tell you, it's going to give you the option of, do you want to install it, do you want your designer to install it, or do you want Aweber to host it? Now here's the cool thing about Aweber, and GetResponse does this too. and a few other places to do it, is that if you can see here, you click this Have Aweber host my form, and this little link right here, you can copy that. And of course, I didn't set this up for Aweber to host it, but you can actually design it to where it looks like a squeeze page where it's got the text stuff on it, and then you can see here's what we got. And you could put on the header, and you could use the header and all that if you wanted to do that, if you didn't want to host it yourself. But I recommend that if you can, host it yourself. So you'll click up here to where it says I will install my form. Now a lot of people will tell you to use this JavaScript snippet. I don't recommend that you do. And the reason I don't recommend that you use the JavaScript snippet, even though it's really easy and it auto-updates, is because not all browsers, not all computers have JavaScript enabled, so they won't be able to see your opt-in form. So we're going to click on the raw HTML version, and we'll just highlight all of that, copy it, and now I would paste this wherever I wanted to. And I'm actually going to need this later, so I'll paste it in here because we're going to make a squeeze page here in a second. So that's how you connect it. I hope that makes sense. It's that simple. So you do it using your web form, and then of course you could do it two ways now. What you would do in the welcome email is you would send them a link, the same link right here, and then make sure that you upload the freebie to your site, and you just connect it to the bottom of the other page, just like that. So you can see here when they click on this, it just lets them download it instantly. So that's what you do to yours. Let me look and see the questions. Ron asked if I'm still using Imnica. I am. I use Imnica, I use Aweber, I use Constant Contact, and I use optinme.com. So I use a lot of them. Do I have to use Aweber? I have MailChimp. Will this be okay? No, do not use MailChimp. Sorry to be so dramatic, but I used to use MailChimp and I got banned. Depending on what niche you're in, it's probably going to be very hard to use MailChimp because it clearly states in MailChimp's terms of service that they do not allow affiliate marketing. So if you plan on sending affiliate links to your emails, then yes, Donna, there will be a replay. So if you plan on sending affiliate links through your emails, then MailChimp's not going to be the autoresponder for you. In fact, I had a list there of just customers at MailChimp. It was just customers who had bought a WSO of mine, and I sent them an email saying that they could get 100% commission for promoting the product, and I got shut down just for saying that. I knew that it was against their terms of service to promote stuff as an affiliate, but I was promoting my own product. Hey, you can sell this as an affiliate. And that was enough to get me banned from MailChimp. So of course they let me get my list out that I had in there and everything, so they were cool about that, but they're not very friendly to their net marketing niche. If you're wanting to use MailChimp because they're cheap, then you should probably check into Imnica, because you could actually, I'm sorry, MailChimp because they're free. They're not cheap when you actually pay for them, but they do have a free option is what I meant with MailChimp. Imnica Mail has a free option up to 1,000. I'm going to put the URL in here now. Up to 1,000 people. And then if you want the no restrict, there are some limits to the free account, but if you want no limits on your account, you can actually get like $3 a month for a 1,000-person account, so it's pretty affordable. Gene asked about GetResponse. I don't use GetResponse. I don't like GetResponse. My two favorite ones are Aweber and Imnica because they work pretty good together. Ron said, okay, so I think I'm very curious about building an offer and getting the traffic to the page. Okay, cool. Is MailChimp any good as a starter autoresponder? Yeah, Neil, like I said, MailChimp, their affiliate marketing is against their terms of service, so I would stay away from them because they can shut you down at any point. So if you're looking for one that's affordable and budget friendly, that's good to start with. I always recommend Imnica because it's like I said, you can get an account for 1,000 for like $3 a month or something. I have 7,500 people at Aweber, or about 8,000 people at Aweber, 7,500 uniques, and I'm paying $69 a month. At Imnica, I have roughly, I have 3 Imnica accounts, so I have about 60,000 in Imnica. Of course, some of those are duplicates, and I'm paying about $90 total for all 3 of those accounts. So it's very, very affordable. It's about a quarter of the price of Aweber. So the deliverability is not quite as good to Gmail, but it's worth. Imnica has double opt-in or single opt-in, Lee. Okay, Kim asks, where do you upload the freebie to your own site? Okay, that's a good question. And where you upload the freebie to your own site will, of course, depend where you're putting everything. If you know how to upload if you know how to upload the squeeze page and stuff like that, then you're okay. I don't have enough time to go over FTP and stuff tonight, but if you can use an FTP client or you can upload it to your cPanel. But I know that you're probably wondering, like, well, how do I upload the freebie so that people can download it, right? Because I know that was a big thing whenever I was first getting started. What you do is take your freebie and put it in a zip file. And the way you zip a file, let me show y'all, because I've been getting a lot of questions about this lately. I'm going to show you how you zip a file. This is how easy it is. Select the files you want. I'm going to hold down Control. Actually, I'm not. Select the file. Oh, select the files that you want, and right-click them, and go down to where it says Send to, and then choose Compressed Zip Folder. You can see it made a little zip file right here. So now what I would do is I would take this zip file, I would upload it to my server. Now you're thinking, okay, that doesn't really help me, Coby. Where would I put it? Now, if you just put it like straight to your server, then it would be yourdomain.com, and see the name of this zip file is iSqueeze. So it would be, you know, cobywright.com/iSqueeze.zip. If but what you're more than likely going to do is you're going to create a folder and you're going to upload all your downloads in there. So if you had a folder called, like, you know, downloads or gift or something, then you would just upload it through there. And a lot of people get confused on the URL to use. So let me type that in the box one more time just so it's clear. It'd be your domain / folder name if you put it inside of a folder, and then product name .zip or PDF, or whatever the extension is. If you don't zip it up, then it wouldn't be a zip file, of course. MP3, MP4, whatever. So I hope that clears that up. But if you want to know how to use FTP or your control panel, I have videos on my blog at cobywright.com. There's a video tutorials tab. If you look through there are one using how to use control panel and how to use FTP. Yeah, Ron said make sure you tell Google not to index the download page. If you can use robots.txt. If you're just giving away a freebie, it's not too big a deal. But yeah, if you can hide it, you can use robots.txt, or you can actually put something as simple as, let me show you, I think I have it on this. Let me go to view page source. You can see right here, all it says is meta name equals robot, content equals no index, no follow. So I will copy this into the chat box. Oops, I'll put that back up so you can still see it. Wrong one. I'll copy that into the chat box. All you do is add this little code to your download page, and that will keep the robots away. And if you have a zip file, don't worry about robots will not index zip files. So if you have something zipped up, you don't have to worry about it. All right, so now we've talked about squeeze pages, we went through funnels. Let's create one real quick. Now, I've got a software here that I'm going to use that I've been working on. And try to get it ready tonight, just in time for y'all, and I barely did. So let's go through it. So it's not very pretty now. I don't have any graphics for it yet, but it'll get the job done. I'm going to show you what we're going to do. We're going to generate a squeeze page. And I'm actually going to make one that does something really cool. So first I'm going to show it to you, and then I'll tell you what it does. It's basically, I'm going to set it up with a cookie so that they previously enter their details. I can forward them straight to the one-time offer page or to a download page or whatever. So this works great on paid products as well. Let's go ahead and get to it. First of all, enter your squeeze page headline. So I could use HTML here if I wanted to, but I'm going to show you how to edit it with Composer, so we're not going to do that. We're just going to say something cool. Let's say, get your free blogging download. Or, here we go, join my newsletter and get a free, join my newsletter to get your free blogging download. And I can't spell download. There we go. So next, select an image. I'm just going to put in a picture of my face. I'm going to put in the URL, cobywright.com, images/Coby.jpg. And hit next. Short pitch text. Here is why you should join my newsletter. And of course, you can put in HTML here as well, so I'm putting in return tags. Let's see, because I rock, I'm cool, I'm a cool guy, I'll teach you how to make money. Okay, simple enough. I guess I could put more and more. Obviously, I don't get paid to top fast. So I'll hit next and autoresponder code. So we saved one over here. Control A, Control C to select all, and then copy. And then I'm going to push Control V to paste it in. I'm going to hit next. Enter the URL of your pitch page. Let's go back and use the same one that we just used. This one. Or wait, it was the page before it. This one. Here we go. So we'll copy that. Put that URL in here. Do you want to include a no thanks link? Yes or no? This would work if you're using now here's the cool thing about this. I mentioned it a little bit in the beginning, where this squeeze page creator has the ability to cookie the users to know if they've been to your site before. So what the really cool thing is you can use this as the home, as the welcome page to your main blog or your sales page or anything you want. You can put this up as the main page as they see it first, and they've already been there or they've already opted in, then they'll move right to it. Or you can put this up, like they do at the White House, and have this show up on your home page, and you can put a no thanks link on here so they can just skip it and go to your website or go on to whatever they're doing. So I'm going to go ahead and include that just so we can see what it looks like. So I'm like, yes. And then how do you want would you enter the text you wish to appear as a no thanks link? I'm going to say no thanks. Just let me get my freebie. Hit next. Enable auto forward. That's what I was talking about. Of course, I've been sitting there talking about it. We're going to use it. So you can see it says down here, if the prospect has been to the squeeze page and their details before, do you want to divert them directly to your main sales page? So it actually, I think what I was saying is if they've seen it before, it'll cookie them, but they actually have to opt in before they get cookied. So let's go to, let's create it here. I don't even know where I'm going to put it. Let's just put it on my desktop. So put it on my desktop. Boom, it's finished. Let's go look at it. Click on here, it says squeeze page. So there you go. Nothing fancy, but definitely easy, considering that took us, what, like 3 minutes? I just did a couple topping, and look how good that looks. I mean, it can use a little work. So let's go, and I'm going to show you how easy it is to fix it. So I'm going to open up Composer. And if you don't have Composer, I'm going to put the link in for it now. It's compozer.net. Composer.net. It's free to download. It's an HTML editor. So all I'm going to do is open up the squeeze page I just created on my desktop called squeeze page. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? I said I was going to. Well, it's always embarrassing when this happens live. Well, I don't see it, but it showed it up over here, didn't it? Ah, that's why it's underneath the users. Sorry. So I gotta go all the way back. Okay, here it is. So now we're in Composer. Now we're gonna make it look cool. And I misspelled download still. Well, it's okay, we'll fix it. Composer is really awesome because it's basically, this is a, they call it, WYSIWYG, which is what you see is what you get editor. And it's just that. If you can use, if you can type and stuff, then you can use this. If you can use WordPress, if you can use any word processor like OpenOffice or Microsoft Word, then you can use Composer. All I did was I highlighted the headline here. I want to make it bigger. You can see over here there's an A with an upward pointing arrow. I'm going to click that to make the font larger. So let's not quite, let's do, there we go. Let's do it like that. Join my newsletter to get your free blogging download. Good enough. Or let's see if we can get it all on 2 lines. There we go. Join newsletter to get free blogging download. Cool. Now, of course, if I was going to be creating a real one that I was going to be using, I'd put a little bit more thought into my headline. I'd make a little bit better headline. But for the sake of demonstration, we're just going to go through this really quickly here. Now, for this, I'm going to make it like a little bulleted list. Or let's, I'm going to select it all and do the same thing with it, make it bigger. Maybe one more time. Let's put it over on this side. No, that didn't work. So let's bold this. And if I want to change the font, I can do that over here. If I want to change this to, Art Brush or something, I can do that. But I don't like that, so let's go back to what it was. And we can make this bullets by just highlighting them and clicking the bullet. All right. And I don't have to mess with any of that. If I want to change this down here, I could. In fact, I'm going to because I don't like to use that. So let's change it to something a little bit more upbeat to don't forget you'll get instant access, or you will receive instant access to download. And then there's the no thanks link. We'll leave it alone. If I want to change the color, let's change the color here. Let's go up here to format, go to text color, and choose red. Click OK. There we go. Now let's click on preview. You can see what it looks like. Looks pretty good. So let's save it. Now let's go back and see what it looks like again on my. There you go. See, it took us just a few minutes. We made a pretty decent looking squeeze page. I think that that took me like 5 minutes, and I think we could make that. We could do a little bit more work to it and make it a little bit better, but for, what, 5 minutes that it took us to do that, that looks pretty good. I think that pretty much any of you watching this can do that. I don't care how, I'm a tech idiot, and I just did that with no problems whatsoever. So let's look at the questions and see what y'all are saying. Yeah, Joseph, I noticed that. I spelled it. I see that now. Oh, Kim said, I know how, I just don't know where. Okay, so you would do it. Kim, did I answer your question then? Before I start trying to confuse other people. Oh, let's Isaiah just got here. Let's start over. I'm glad you can make it, Isaiah. You got here just in time to see me make a squeeze page. Okay. So does everyone watching, do you think that you can make a squeeze page that oh, you don't know where to upload the freebie? Like do you mean the area on your server which you were down where you would put it? That would be, Kim, you would create a folder, you know, like maybe you want to call it gift. So let's say that your website is yoursite.com. What you would do is you would upload all your freebie to the gift folder, you know, and let's say that the freebie is, you know, the freebie name is freebie.zip. So your website is yoursite.com, and you're going to upload your zip file into a folder that you named gift, and then you would put the URL yoursite.com/gift/freebie.zip. And that would be the URL that that people would see. I think I answered that on the wrong question. Yeah, I answered that but hopefully that went to everybody, and I think you should see how to do it. If that doesn't make sense, then I will try to do another separate video. Okay, so does everyone understand squeeze pages now? Do you think that you could create a squeeze page with this software if I gave you access to it? There we go. Stan said yes. Diane said for sure with exclamation point. Neil said easy peasy. Gene said yes, thanks. Dennis said sure could. Rose said I think so. Lee said seems highly possible. Tony, Brandy, and Kim all said yes. Awesome, cool. So I promised y'all that if you made it to the end, I would give somebody a chance to win a copy of this software. So yes, and I am also having it replay, Donna. So she said, oh, I got it. You said you'd be able to do it with the replay. I got you. Yes. So that will be, unless the power goes out in the next couple of minutes or something, then we should have a replay. Now, I did tell everyone I would give you all a chance to grab this software for free. Now, before I do that, I'm also going to give y'all a chance to purchase it for those who don't win it, and it's going to be really cheap. I'm going to let y'all decide the price. But I want to tell you that it's not completely finished. Okay, it is finished. It works. You can get today, but it's kind of the rough draft. So you'll get the updates, of course, for free, no charge. But let's just give this away first before I run it. Okay. So everybody likes the software. Everybody likes squeeze pages. Everybody knows that they want to build them and that they want to do it as easy as possible. So what I'm going to do then is the 6th person. So we have 50 people on right now. So there's 50 people on. Let's do the 7th person. After I tell y'all, don't type it in yet. I'm gonna count to 3, and after I count to 3, I want the 7th person to type in, I want the squeeze page software, or I want the software. I'll do that, so that's shorter for you. I want the software. The 7th person to type that in after I tell y'all to will be the lucky winner tonight. Okay? So on the count of 3, everyone get your fingers ready. On the count of 3, type it in. Okay? So on the count of 3, type in, I want the software. Oh, nope, not yet. Joseph, Carl, count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, type it in, 7th person. All right, y'all can stop. Okay, stop. Wow, I just got like, I think all 50 of y'all just answered it at once. That is cool, cool. Okay, let me go back up here and let me count them down. Okay. Let's see. Where was it at? Oh, I went too far up. Okay, Kim, you were first. Ron, you were second. Joseph was third. Gil, you were fourth. Egbert was 5th. Stan, you were 6th. Carl Cash, you were 7th. Mr. Carl, you were the lucky winner. Yay! All right, Carl, if you will put in your email address in the chat box, I will send you your copy as soon as the webinar is over. And for everyone else, it's okay, Brandy. Okay, for everybody else who is not Carl, what do you think the software is worth? Now, don't worry if you think you say a too high price. I'm going to be, I want to see what y'all's opinion is. What do you think the software is worth? What do you think that you know, being that this is a special, should be a special offer because it's on a webinar, of course, what do you think that I should ask for it? Okay, I'm getting everything from $1, $2 up to $29.99. I'm seeing 27, 17, $9.95, $10. Isaiah said 17. Rose said can't resist, free. Price list up for the webinar 17. Cool, cool. Okay, so I'm getting everything from. So I think the general consensus is that it should be 17 to 27. So then, since this is a webinar, we have to do less than that. So how about $7? Would everybody be happy with $7? But of course, let me cool, yeah. Everybody says 7 would be cool. Okay, cool. Uh let me pause my screen here and set this up. And because I wasn't ready for this, so let me go to JVZoo and I'll set up a payment button for y'all real quick, and we'll get this on the road. So if you have any questions while you're doing that, go ahead, and I will get y'all a payment link in just a second. I should have been more prepared, but I really didn't plan on selling the software tonight, but I think that y'all really want it, so. Give me just a second here. Take me just a moment to add this here to JVZoo. Product name and telesqueeze. Alright, it says I have it up. Let me see if I do. We double check and make sure it works. It does. Awesome. Okay. Now, before you run off and bottom, I'll put the link in. Give me just a second, and let me upload the file so that you have something there. You can go ahead and start your process if you want. So there's the link. And for those watching the recording, I will put a shortened link at gocoby.com/squeeze. If you're watching this live, I don't have it yet. So let me upload these files. Give me just a moment here on the file and we'll be ready to rock. You can go ahead and start purchasing now. Alright, the file is uploading. Alright, so it should be good to go. And I will go and create a shortened link now at gocoby.com/squeeze. And then I will get back to the questions. I see there's some in the box now. Okay, gocoby.com/squeeze for those who are watching the replay, and for those who are live, that is where you can go and grab this squeeze page generator, the intelligent squeeze page generator that allows you to cookie your opt-in so that when they return, they go straight to the offer. And let me look in the questions and see what we got over here. Dennis said, how to use our own submit button excuse me. Diane said, let me start at the top, I'm sorry. No, Gene, I should have mentioned that. There's not a Mac version. It's only for PC. If you have emulators or parallels or something, then you can run it with a Mac. But it's not, it is an exe file. Brandy, yes to that question. Diane, no, this isn't already in the Guru Hijacked. I just got this software together in the last couple of days. Dennis said you said you found out how to use your own submit button in Aweber. How? Okay, yeah, I'll show you that real quick. Go back over to Aweber, and I'm here on my form. What you do is click right here on the form, and you can see up here it says submit button, and I'll close this, and you have to look really close. It's this blue text on a blue background. It's not very easy to see, but it says advanced right here. You probably can't even see it on my screen right now because I can barely see it. There's a little arrow right here too. You click that, and it drops down. It says right here button image, and then you just put in any text. You just put in the URL to your button image. So there you go. See if that works. There you go. There's my new button, or my old button, and then I can resize it to fit. Now if you so there you go. It's that simple. That's all you have to do. And again, it's the blue text on the blue background right here on the side that says advanced. So I hope that answers that question. And then go back and look at the next one. Ron said, so just curious, but what kind of income can typically be expected from list building, or is it hard to put a number on? It's going to be different for every person, Ron. They say, a lot of people say that you should earn $1 per subscriber per month. That's not always the case. Yeah, if you have a list full of buyers, then you should definitely earn $1 a month. I know I have friends that earn up to $4 or more per sub a month. But I would say that if it's a list of freebie seekers, then you're going to look at anywhere from 10 cents to $1 per sub or per year even, depending on how you market to them and how you built that list and etc. And you know, if you don't build a relationship with them and you send them 10 emails a day, well, you know, do ads ops and stuff, well then they're going to be, you know, maybe worth like $1 a year for you per subscriber versus a month. But just to tell you how lucrative list building can be, without list building, then I would not be able to be a full-time internet marketer. If I didn't have my email list, it would be very, very hard for me to make steady income online, or at least a comfortable income online. Now that I have a pretty good-sized email list, I can pretty much guarantee. I mean, I couldn't tell you when. Let me back. I'm getting ahead of myself. Now that I have a good-sized email list, I can pretty much guarantee that anytime I send an email, I'm going to make money. Now, of course, if I sent them to a porn site, I'm not going to make any. Probably not going to make any money. Well, I guess I might still make some money. But you see, if it's obviously if the offer is not related to the list, then I wouldn't make any money. But it is definitely, without list building, I would not be able to be a full-time internet marketer. Tony said, I had a big ticket item needed to buy ASAP, but can't. Yeah, Tony, just if it's not available, then just get with me and I'll work something out with you. Isaiah asked if it would work on a Mac. It won't work on a Mac unless you're using emulators or parallels. Sorry, I was not a Mac guy yet. So. And Ron said, I'll need to make some money ASAP and need some good direction on this. Yeah. List building, that's the thing with list building, is that it's slow and it can be frustrating in the beginning because you may not see results right away, or you know, you may get a list of 500 people and then you send them an email and you don't make any sales, and it's like, oh man, I've been building this list for a month now, I just want to make some money back. I know how it is because that was me. Stick with it, no matter what you have to do. Always keep building your list. You know, if you have to get a second job just to pay for solo ads, you know, and pay for your Aweber bill, your hosting, do it. Because I mean, what I did in the beginning to pay for solo ads and to pay for my autoresponder and stuff like that was I actually wrote articles, you know, through freelancer.com for like $2 or $3 a piece. I'd write a couple of them a day. It wasn't any big money, but I knew that I did it knowing that it was a means to an end and that it would help me get to where I was going, and it did. Yes, Lee asked if I use a Mac, but if I load from a PC, will it work to be compatible with the page to work? Yes, once you create the page, you can open it up on any computer. So you can create it on a PC, and then you can move it to your Mac if you want to edit it in HTML, or I'm sorry, if you want to edit it in Composer or another HTML editor, or if you just wanted to view it, then yeah, there should be no reason it wouldn't work that way. Diane said, if someone sent me 10 emails a day, I would unsubscribe. Yeah, so would I, but there are marketers that do that. There's actually a pretty well-known marketer that is, he actually preaches that. I don't want to mention his name, but you all know him. Ken said, how many emails a week would you send without losing a subscriber, and what number would you recommend? It all depends on your niche, and it depends on what you get your subscribers used to. And it also depends on what you're comfortable with. I mean, some people just aren't comfortable with sending an email every day, or sending 2 emails a day, or sending, you know, however many 2 emails a week. Some people just aren't comfortable with it, and that's okay. You know, some people aren't. And me personally, I do 1 a day. Usually there's some list that may get 2 from me, or 3 if they're on a, maybe a follow-up or something. But for the most part, most of my buyers list will get about 3 to 5 emails a week from me. If they're on my freebie list, they're going to get 1 to 2 a day from me. Usually 1. It may be I may skip a day or 2. So if they're on the freebie list, then they may get 5 to 10 a week from me. 3 to 5. No, Logan, that's not what I'm talking about, but he fits. Um, but so if they're on a freebie list of mine, they're going to get about twice as many emails, simply because they're going to get stuff like ad swaps, and they're going to get more offers and stuff. If they're on my buyers list, then they're just going to get the blog posts and the videos, and of course the product recommendations and stuff like that. So it really depends on what you're comfortable with, because no matter what frequency you decide on, you're not going to please all your customers. There's some marketers that do it. There's some marketers whose list I'm on that send two emails a day, and it doesn't bother me. There's other marketers list I'm on, and they may only send 1 a day, and I don't like to get emails from those guys. So some guys that will send emails once a day or once every few days, I won't be on their list very long, simply because I just can't connect with them. Maybe I don't like the way they send their emails. Maybe I don't like something they recommended. It happens. So just find something that you're comfortable with, and do that. So I say that you do need to keep in contact. If you have an IM list in the internet marketing niche, I think you should at least try for three emails a week. At least try for 3 emails a week, just to keep in contact. At the very least, you should be doing 1 a week. Now, if you're in niches outside of internet marketing, like some dog niches, or maybe like weight loss or something, then you don't have to email as much, because they're going to remember you. They're going to remember you more because they're not getting as many emails from other people. And if you send them a lot of emails, they're going to get upset about it easier, because they're not used to getting so many emails. Most of us as internet marketers, like Diane said, if she got 10 emails from me, she just unsubscribe. No big deal. That's what I would do as well. But if you send 10 emails to someone who's on your weight loss, niche list in 1 day, they may hit the spam button about 10 times. They're going to be very upset. Your list isn't going to last very long. But you can do that in the internet marketing niche and get away with it. So just find something you're comfortable with, and that it is that just whatever you decide to do, stick with it. If you decide you want to do 3 emails a week, then do 3 emails a week. If you decide you want to be a two email a day guy, then get ready, because if you stop doing it, your list is going to react, and they're not going to react in a good way. If you go for a week, or if you go for a month where you send them an email every single day, or for 2 months or 3 months, and then you drop off and you don't send them an email for a month, and then you send them another email cold after they haven't heard from you for a month, they're either going to unsubscribe, they're going to delete it, or they're going to hit the spam button, because they already forgot about you. So you have to make sure that they remember you. At the same time, you have to also make sure that you're providing value to them, so that they want to keep opening the emails. So I hope let's see what question we have here. Getting on my pages up here situated. And for anyone who's downloading the software, let me know if you got everything correctly. So that's at gocoby.com/squeeze. Yeah, Rose said I had no electric 10 days and the computer problems and the clicks went down. Yeah, exactly. Um, exactly. Uh, for those of you who didn't understand what I just said, because I just realized I didn't really say that in um, understandable fashion, Rose is saying that she lost electricity for 10 days, and so she couldn't get to the computer and send emails, and when she was able to get back to the computer, her clicks went down. Well, I'm trying to go to this page, and I can't. And so I'll get a few more questions here, and I'll stop the recording, and then I'll hang around to answer any other questions. Tony said, just starting to obtain names and emails from our WP blog. I don't have a squeeze page connected. I need to transfer these emails. Receive the name emails from their comments. What would you suggest to reestablish contact? What I would do on a situation like that is send them an email and tell them, hey, I'm sorry. The subject line, I'm sorry. And then tell them, hey, here's what happened. I'm a human. You're a human. I wasn't doing this correctly. Now I know how to do it. Sorry if I lost contact with you. Here's a cool gift. I hope you want to stay on my list. If not, here's the unsubscribe link. That's what I've had to do that before, because I bought websites that had mailing lists with them, and that's always worked for me. Isaiah said that the I'm sorry always works well for him also. And you're going to get a ton of opens. You're going to get some unsubscribes, and you're going to get some spam complaints, but you're going to get a lot of opens. That's one of the most responsive subject lines that I've found. So that's one of the best ones to start reconnecting with people in, because they're going to open it, they're going to start reading your emails again, and so that'll help there. Yeah, Rose said that she did that and apologized and gave them a freebie. So that works great. In her case, it was only 10 days, so it wasn't too bad of a deal. But imagine if something had happened and she'd been away from for a month. I mean, that's happened to me. Not necessarily a month, but it's been like, there's been during Christmas, or I'm sorry, during Thanksgiving, I went like 10 days or 7 days without, well, it wasn't 10 days, it was about a week before I sent an email to my buyers list. So, sometimes things happen, and real life stuff happens. So, all right. Well, I think it's been an hour and 20 minutes, so I've kept you all a little longer than planned. I hope, awesome. Dennis said that he bought it, downloaded it, and it worked fine. Good. Awesome. That's great to hear. So I got it. That means that my last minute hitch worked. So great. Awesome. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording now. For anyone watching the replay, if you want to grab this software, if it's still available, I can't guarantee it's still going to be $7 because it's a special for the people that are live here tonight. But if you still want to grab it, if it's still available, it'll be at www.gocoby.com/squeeze. Again, thanks for showing up. This is Coby with CobyWright.com signing off.